Hello, heroes, and welcome back to the guild. Today we're going to be doing our Cultist Healer. I already got it up to level 11. So we're on the Alliance side, by the way. We're playing Draenei. I moved her from the Night Elf starting area over to the Human starting area. We've already completed all of that. We've completed some of the quest lines that we have around here, and we went over here and did some stuff. But for the most part, we really haven't accomplished a whole lot. As you can see, I still have a ton of quests that we need to do. So that's what we're going to work on today, is getting all of that done. We are trying to play the healer. For those of you that want to know what specs there are available for the cultist, and the complexity level of each of those specs. First and foremost, starting with normal, you're gonna have a strength two-handed melee build called the Godblade. This thing is designed to go in and Hulk smash things with a two-handed weapon, which is phenomenal there. Followed by your two intermediate complexities. That's going to be your healer. This requires strength and intellect, the one that we're going to be doing. And the reason why it does that is this is a melee damage dealer. Technically, we're supposed to, I believe, be using a one-handed weapon with an offhand, but a lot of people say go two-handed weapon with it and hope for strength int as a goodly mix. Int will boost your heals, strength will boost your melee damage, which in turn then also boosts those heals as well. So there's that. Then you have your caster. This is going to be your pure int build. Long range damage, CCs, things of that nature. This actually has one skill, or had one skill, where it actually did like a force, like the Jedi or Sith, really, like force choke ability, and increased the damage they took. So that was really cool. I hope they still have it. I don't know if they do. And then your advanced complexity is going to be the tank, because this requires you to do a lot of bouncing between stuff. So you're trying a blood mage, Lude? Well, awesome. You'll have to let me know. That's on my bucket list to do. After talking with Tiber and talking with my friend Devin, I think one of the things that makes our channel here so unique is the fact that that's his pet. I was like, the heck is flying around like that? What makes this channel kind of unique compared to some of the other ones is some of the other guys who stream this and do content videos that are not the dev team for this game. They typically stick 100% to PvP. They stick usually to one or two classes, and that's kind of just their thing. Whereas I kind of do leveling and show you the generic overview of each class so that people can make their decision from there. I don't think we picked up any professions for this person. Oh, we did. Mining and blacksmithing. So good to know there. We want to make sure that we're picking up as much as we can of those minerals, because this is, in fact, a plate wearer, if I remember correctly. We're able to wear all the way up to, plate mail. And we're able to do shields. So technically, this would be the same as our Sun Cleric, where you want mining, blacksmithing, and the woodworking, so that you can make your armor, weapons, shields, that kind of stuff. Well, I really appreciate that, Lude. I really, really appreciate that. I think for me, the biggest struggle that I have when it comes to this is my biggest fear, I shouldn't say struggle, my biggest fear with it is that at a certain point it may feel too repetitious, especially since they're constantly launching more information with it, higher levels, things of that nature. And since I can't lock classes in, there's not really a way for me to do all of my well, that actually used it. Okay. Getting a little used to the heals there. Um, unlike with like Bronzebeard, Area 52, Elune, where I can pull up my character list and say deactivate these so I can make more characters. For the beta, for whatever reason, they have disabled that feature, and I cannot do that. So it's just not possible, unfortunately, at this time, for me to be able to do it. So I'm gonna have to come up with at some point a few that we are able to kind of just stick to without essentially uh, resetting everything. So um, especially because I have a feeling at a certain point they are going to give us access to a lot more. Okay, we should be done with this, but there is a world forged item in here that we can pick up. As far as mining goes, we are still trying to finish our commissions for the mining, which requires 20 copper ore. And then on top of that, we want even more copper ore because that's going to give us access to um, uh, getting our blacksmithing started as well, so that we can start making better armor, weapons, and just overall gear, at least until we can start doing dungeons. And I'll be honest, I almost feel like, looking back at level 60 stuff and the fact that, on Bronzebeard, for example, right? We're able to essentially not need professions once you hit level 15. You just spam dungeons, mana storms, battlegrounds, and you can get really decent gear as you level doing that to where you don't actually need any of the. I like how the last time we were over here, we couldn't do that without angering that entire group. So weird. But yeah, once you're level 60, it's kind of a moot point to have professions, is what it feels like, which is weird because in regular WoW, professions are what make your high-end gear better, right? Like, because you can enchant it, you can put gems on it, you can, um, there are some professions where the best in slot items come from that profession for certain specs and classes. So it's just weird to me that this game seems to be like, you don't really need that because you can get raid gear and mythic gear from doing mana storms. Um, so in that regard, I do agree with a lot of people that mana storms have kind of ruined the necessity for hiring content, because you can kind of ignore it and just go do mana storms if you can get a decent group together that can do the I'd say rank 60 and above, and you're going to get gear that you would get in raids, you're going to get gear that you can get in mythics, so it kind of just makes it a moot point, uh, which is kind of depressing in my opinion, because it doesn't really open up professions as a viable way to really make money late game. Go. Is it like being weird laggy or something? Man, this thing feels a little bit better, in my opinion, than the Sun Cleric yesterday. I did see a comment today. I haven't had time to respond to comments. I do apologize. It's been a pretty busy day today. Wonder if woodworking is worth it for casters. You can make stabs and offhanded items as a caster in woodworking. But I haven't gotten a chance to respond to some of the comments that have come through. I do apologize. I'll work on that as soon as I can. Went and watched the Backrooms movie today. I'm pleasantly surprised at how good that movie was. I feel like it could have been a little better, but I also feel like it was right where it needed to be for them to want or have people like clamoring to have a like a sequel or a part 2 or something of that nature. Like, this almost feels like it's been set up to where they could do like the Resident Evil go-to, where it's like we give you a little bit here and then we do another movie where it gives you a little bit more here and then so forth and so on. So it was good. If they do a second movie, I really hope that they dive more into the organization that's trying to figure out what's going on with the Backrooms. But outside of that, man, it was a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. And as much as I would love to claim that they've sponsored this stream, I've never had a sponsor ever. So bam. There's all the copper ore we need for that. Now, I will say so far we have leveled up to level 12. I need to go ahead and spin that point and everything. But I will say right now, it seems like we have one spell casting heal and one melee heal. Malevolence is a heal that what it does is you smash an enemy with Eldritch Force, dealing 49 shadow damage and apply black blood to 5 nearby allies, healing them for 34, repeating every 3 seconds for 15 seconds, usable while moving. So if, we keep pace with the tank, we're able to, as long as I have the mana to cast it, because it takes mana versus our sanity bar, I can move and groove. And see, it just launched it way over to these guys. Healed them up. So, it seems to be a pretty good spell, in my opinion. I will say, so far, compared to some of the other healers that I've tried in the past, this feels a lot smoother. 2 more. So I'm really pleasantly surprised with how smooth the healer experience has been with this. It is super easy to run out of mana, though, right now, which I find to be a little distressing. Because if we're doing a dungeon and we get one of those tanks that likes to pull the whole dungeon from, start point to first boss, I don't feel like I can keep up with how slow this actually attacks. But I'm afraid that I'll run out of mana super fast if I try and cast my basic heal, because that thing takes 2 seconds to cast, only hits one target, and heals for slightly more than our melee damage does. Because, like, this thing heals for 34 every 3 seconds for 15 seconds. This thing hits 1 time for 95. So, if you go through the whole thing on this, you're actually going to get more heals out of this than you do with just casting this. So I'm hoping we can find a way to boost Malevolence. either get the time it takes to swing it lowered, or we can get, you know, I don't know. Just I hope we can change it a little bit to make it more efficient for us to heal with. Necromancer. Okay, good. I was like, I am seriously. Okay. I need one more mana gem, so I just need one mage to respawn. And then we're actually completely... Oh, no, we're not. I thought I collected that quest earlier. I guess we didn't. Let me see if I can get closer and see if that's... Oh, yeah. I guess we didn't grab that quest. That's bad on me, guys. I'm so special. By the way, if anybody is online and wants to party up and do stuff together, that is the name right there. Anaya Heals. I would be more than happy to join anyone and everyone that wants to play. Okay. Come on, mages. Jeez. Hello. Oh, human mages of the Defias organization, I wish to smash you in the face with my big purple sword. What's up, Chronomancer? You'll have to let me know, Ludicrous, if that's if the blood like what spec are you going with, by the way, on the blood mage? Are you doing tank, support, hybrid, or spellcaster? Because it has 4 specs, and basically 2 of them are the exact same, sorta. We got some more copper over here. We'll just go swim and grab that real quick since we're waiting on these dang mages. By the way, we will be streaming until 10 p.m. Central. So, roughly about 3 hours from now. Oh, they got a mage there. Ooh, there's one. They're starting to respawn, y'all. Okay, we're done. We don't need to grab any more. Leave the rest of the mages to the people who need them. All right. Let's see. Reduces the mana cost of Void Shield by 20%. And then we also need to click our book and figure out what skills we're getting and what gets increased. Whoa! So, what the? Holy cow. I don't... Blood Drinker is disabled. Infectious Wounds. That's not even for this character. Something's up. And that's this goes for the pyromancer. Like, what the heck is going on? We're gonna ignore anything that pops up in the passive stuff. So Cody, we're in beta right now. So the player base is pretty strong. A lot of people are actually spamming BGs right now. Let's see. Mercenary for hire. Renounce your faction. That's not even... Something got screwed up, guys. I don't know if our character is Fubard and we need to restart her or what's up, but that's not right. I don't know what you mean, Cody. What happened to whom? Like mana storms or... Okay, that's an us spell. Entropic Slam, crush enemies in front of you, dealing 130 weapon damage plus 16 and draining 40 insanity. We don't really need that, but I'll put it there just in case. Yeah, we're in beta. So if you're talking about stuff you had in alpha, man, they don't exist anymore. Alpha is completely gone. Return. Can't train that either. Something's up, y'all. I don't get it. Yeah, they're doing essentially playtesting right now for getting ready for the server to go live. So anything you had in alpha that was character based, that's all gone. They've made massive changes to all the different specs. They've made improvements to different cities. They've made more world forged items, new quests, the whole 9 yards. Now, as I was just stating just a minute ago, yes, mana storms were a problem. I don't know if they've come up with a solution to fix the mana storms aside from just not allowing mana storms to be a thing. But that's kind of the way people go with it, is you just do mana storms, because if you can get to level 60 or higher, you start getting heroic and mythic dungeons and raids and heroic raid gear without having to actually go and do the raids and whatnot. I agree to an extent. I think mana storms have a purpose for people that don't have all the time in the world to do raids and mythic dungeons and things like that to get geared. It's a great way for a casual player to still be able to get gear and feel like they're leveling up and getting, something out of the time spent in the game. But for your more hardcore characters that are, or players that are able to go do raids and mythic dungeons and all that fun stuff, yes, it's kind of a wasted opportunity there. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Be careful. Light bless you.
Okay. Go play Fortnite. I mean, that's entirely your opinion. All I'm stating is I can see the appeal of why people would prefer to keep mana storms in the game. Plus, with Mana Storms being capable of being soloed, if you have a build good enough to do high-ranked Mana Storms to where you can still get the kind of gear that you're wanting to get for you to be able to get into raids and mythic dungeons, again, I could see it, but there's also the part of me that agrees. If you're going to play a game that requires you to be partied up and do certain content with a party, that should be your go-to content, not something that allows you to circumvent that. Like, it's kind of the same thing with PvP gear, in my opinion. With PvP gear, I can get really good PvE gear and get decent PvP gear when I switch it from PvE to PvP. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where this particular mod or private server, whatever you want to call it, has made it to where we can really have multiple avenues for getting gear. And they're not always the best options, but they are options for people to use. Okay, what is it saying? I haven't collected it out of this guy. Oh, the necklace I'm wearing? Okay. Also, as far as Fortnite's concerned, if you're going to play a Battle Royale version of a game like that, just go play Call of Duty or PUBG. Like, go play something that actually requires some real teamwork and not tryhards that learn how to do the stupid build crap. Me personally, I think Fortnite got ruined when they did the when it went from a game that was essentially a battle royale with building mechanics to a building game with battle royale mechanics. Like, it's so dumb. Do 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 do. Yeet. Okay. The problem is we have quests that we have to turn in here to come back over here to do the ears for the Murlocs. Do, 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 do. All right. So we need to turn that in, run to town, turn all these in, and I think we still have one more to come over here to do. Once we get all that stuff turned in, because it's the Bounty on Murlocs quest. And I forget what the prereq quest is that you have to do to turn in. We were talking about doing challenges yesterday, and I'm not sure like what challenge I want to attempt, and whether I want to attempt it on here or if I should go and do it on Area 52 where it would be considerably easier. Number one, because the max level there is 60, so a lot of those challenges would take longer to complete versus here trying to get to level 35. The other downside is I don't think the challenge can be completed by level 35, so that's that there. But I don't know. There's a bunch of challenges. I would love to try and figure out one to try and do. I just don't know which one would be worth it. Weak flux. Whole bunch of stuff we can sail. And what are we sitting at for? We've only got 9. We need more copper. Let's see, increases the healing done by Eldritch Mending by 50% and Gaze of Cthulhu by 100%. Gaze of Cthulhu is this. Set Cthulhu Gaze upon an enemy or ally, jumping to one additional nearby target, dealing 47 shadow damage to units or healing allies for 36. So I am not sure.
Well met.
This is going to level us. Westbrook needs help. Deliver Thomas's report. That causes us to go back out to where we were just at. Ding! Absolutely. Level 13. I wanted to turn in all those quests real quick, because now we got to go over here, and we should be able to pick up Guard Thomas's next quest. And then we want to get rid of all of this. One-handed. Leather, agility, and course thread. I know I'm probably going to need to keep the course thread for mining purposes, but it's all good. Okay. As we run, so we can do 2 points here. So the damage dealt by Blade of the Empire now heals the lowest health ally for 35% of the damage done plus 80, which is phenomenal. You now heal the lowest health ally affected by Black Blood for 50% of your auto attack damage. I like this one better because Blade of the Empire is our primary damage dealing, and if you're telling me now that it's going to heal the lowest health ally for 35%, I think that's the way to go first. Then we can come over here shortly afterwards. Abyssal Covenant. Linking yourself to an ally for 30 minutes, transferring 10% of all damage taken by them to you and causing 20% of all damage you deal to be converted into healing for them. Can only be applied to one ally at a time, so you would throw this on your tank so that they take a little bit less damage, but they take a lot more healing. Let's see. Every third melee ability you cast now causes your next Eldritch Mending to become instant cast and cost 20% less mana. Love that. Allies affected by Black Blood are now healed for 30% of the damage dealt by your tentacles. So we got to make sure that we're throwing our tentacles out. So all of those are good. This whole top row right here. And then we've got Eldritch Eye. Invoke Old Gods for 15 seconds, removing the cast time of your next 3 Eldritch Mendings or Malevolences and causing them to critically strike. That's a phenomenal thing to have at level, not at a level, but to be able to use every minute so that this goes from a 1.5 second cast to being instant cast for 3 goes, or using Eldritch Mending if we really need to pop some bigger heals. 50% of all healing done to allies through Abyssal Covenant is now replicated to you, so that allows me to heal myself and the target. Allies affected by Abyssal Covenant now also take 20% increased healing from you, so that's also an amazing thing. So it already, yeah. That's a hard one. Do I want them to take 20% increased healing from me, or Do I want 50% of all healing done to them to also... I think that would be the better option, depending on the tank, because if we take too much damage, it's not going to be good.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
But we're level 13, so we're getting close to being able to do dungeons. Also, speaking of dungeons, we did hit level 15 on the Sun Cleric, but I am not feeling confident with the Sun Cleric to start tanking dungeons. I don't feel like we have a big enough pool of skills that allow us to be able to pick up aggro quickly and to hold aggro. Alright, and then we're just going to go down here because most people go up here for that quest. I'd rather go down here, take out these guys for the ears. And then once we're done with that, it's literally we go up here, do this, go down here and do these quests, go take out Hogger, all that fun stuff. But as of right now, I'm actually feeling pretty solid on this guy being able to do dungeons as soon as we hit 15. By the way, we don't have any major plans for tomorrow, so more than likely we will be doing an all-day stream unless something pops up and either sister needs me to do something or the only thing on my bucket list to do tomorrow is to call the mattress company called Purple and speak to them about an opportunity with them as either a vendor rep or as one of their remote salespeople. And I'm not honestly sure which one I would prefer. I mean, they would both be really good jobs. Okay, let's mana up. That's the only issue I see us running into right now is going to be our mana consumption. It's ridiculous how many we've taken out. Oh, wow. Somebody else is actually down here trying to take out the Murlocs. I can't tell what class they are. Oh, go away, you stupid bot. Alright, and then we gotta mana up again. We just need 2 more ears. Ooh, vey. Tomorrow we will probably be working on Necromancer. I'm not 100% sure. I think what I'm going to do is just keep cycling that way. Do like tank, healer, DPS, tank, healer, DPS, tank, deal. And then when one hits 35, we start another one in that category. As of right now, we'll be keeping the Pyromancer 100%. Keep the Pyromancer because I really enjoy that class. And right now it is my absolute favorite class that we've played so far. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I am thinking about the next tank that we try will most likely be the... Why am I drawing a blank? Primalist. Need one more ear from these Murloc people. There we go. Now we can go turn that in, and we are done with this side of the map. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Is there a class that you guys think we should be playing? If there's something that y'all want to see, don't ever hesitate. Let me know. I can always filter it into the rotation of what we're doing. Or if you think that it's going to be better than one of the classes I've already picked or have started, I don't mind starting that class so you guys can see, my point of view on it, so to speak. But yeah, anytime you guys have a suggestion, whether that's with playstyle or type of content that we're doing, if you have a suggestion or a question, don't ever hesitate. Let me know. I'm always curious as to what you guys want to see or what you guys think of the channel as it is. Actually, let's go look at this because we just put a point there, so we can do shadow words. Increases the effectiveness of your whispers by 25%. I don't know what that means, but okay. And then Mass Nightmare. Spread nightmares of the Black Empire to up to 5 nearby enemies, horrifying them for 5 seconds and interrupting non-player spellcasting for 3 seconds. Okay. Increases your shadow damage dealt by 4% and healing done by 4%. That's dope. I hope it has at least 2 points capable of being put into that, because that's that would be 8 and 8, which would be nice. I should have been paying attention to where we was running. There we go. Oh, goodness. Man, it's been a long day. Went watched the movie, came home, hung out with my dad for a little bit while he was here. Then we made some bacon smash burgers, and then we chitter chatted for a little bit, and then I came in and got ready for the stream. So it's been a pretty good day. All right, we want to go up here and turn this one in first and do that extra quest there. This is actually one of the new quests that was added for those of you that have only played since beta or have only played in beta. This is actually a whole new quest. Oh, what's this? A world forged item? Nice. It's cloth though. Has Ascension released any new content in like the last 6 months? Haven't looked at it. Yes. Float Face. That is an interesting name. So not only have they introduced in the last 6 months the World Forged items and even more World Forged items on top of that, they have also added new quests. They've added new buildings and design looks for starter zone areas, and they've slowly been spreading out to other areas. So, like, not only is now Goldshire a new design, but the main hub here, Sentinel Hill, is now vastly different, and the town in Duskwood here, Darkshire, it's gotten some changes to it. And you go over to Loch Modan and Silverpine Forest, Trishful Glades, like everywhere is slowly getting updated looks. So it doesn't look like the content that we did, you know, over the last however long World of Warcraft has been out. So yes, they have changed a lot, including redesigning the classes to be a little bit more fresh and be a little bit more succinct and streamlined for the content. So yes, they've changed a lot, but that person we just saw already grabbed up 6 of the items, which is a bummer. Yeah, not a problem. If you're interested in seeing what content is out there, I stream pretty much every day, with the exception of Thursday for the most part, unless something pops up on any other day where I'm just not capable of streaming due to time constraints. And usually, if I know what those time constraints are, I do put out a message just saying, hey, won't be streaming today. But I stream on YouTube and Twitch for a minimum of 2 hours pretty much every single day. So if you're interested in seeing more COA content, feel free to sub to the channel, follow me over on Twitch, that kind of stuff. Smackaroos. All right, there's all 6. And that completes this quest. Level 14. It's disabled. There's no reason to click any of that. Fired up is for the wrong. This is the wrong build. This is for druids. This is. I don't even know what Blood Drinker was. Debilitating Echo is for bear druids. So none of these skills matter at all. I don't understand why they're on here. But what we did pick up was Test of Pride. Attempt to drive an enemy mad, taunting the target for 3 seconds. We don't need a taunt. We also picked up Sanity Tap. Regain your sanity, reducing your insanity by 20 and restoring 20% of your missing mana. That is awesome. That is going to go... Yeah, we can keep that as 3. Summon or dismiss a... Oh, this is my pet. Okay. Twilight Dominion. You become enveloped in Twilight magic, increasing your threat generated by 75%, disabled, or doubled, sorry, for shadow spells and abilities. That's tank stuff. Don't care about that. Whispers of Yasharj. Gift an ally with the magic, restoring 10 mana every 5 seconds for 30 minutes. Players may only have 1 whisper on them per cultist. That's a buff. That goes right there. So now we're able to get mana back. That's apparently what this was talking about. Increases the effectiveness of your whispers. Whispers are our buffs. So that's good. That's good there. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and grab that one. We're going to have to grab stuff over here too in order to go down. But I want to try and grab up or get to Gift of Cthulhu first, see if that requires 2 points, and move on from there. So we are level 14. We've got one more level to go, and then we will attempt a dungeon. Hopefully, we get a tank that understands that we are going to be level 15 as a healer. And I've yet seen a level 15 healer be able to just absolutely dominate as a healer at level 15. It is somewhat of a struggle bus. Loop of the Sly Rogue. Anybody got any ideas as to what our casters should be that we start leveling? I was thinking we either finish the Necromancer or we finish the Rune Master and specifically go switch it all up to be the spellcaster version of the Rune Master.
Need help? Be careful.
Looking for something specific?
Okay, got all those quests. Says there's a commissions guy. Oh, he's right over there.
Well met. Light bless you.
It also says there's another World Forged item in here too. Is it upstairs? Looks like it's in what's his face, the dude that's up here's office. Must be down in the basement then. Because there's nothing up here sparkling. Okay. So it's got to be down in the basement. Or it could be completely on the roof. Hold on. We'll go check the roof real quick. Just for giggles, it could be all the way up here. Be really dumb to put it up here, but nope. Alright, we'll go check the basement. Oh, there is no basement. What? Maybe that item is not actually here then? I guess that's not actually here. Because it says it should be right around here somewhere. Is Cultist Healer difficult? So far, no. But we're not level 15 yet, so we can't really do a dungeon to figure it out. The Cultist Healers that we've seen in dungeons, they're not the top DPS, but they're pretty darn good. And they keep everybody alive with no real issues. So I'm hoping that it's really good. There is a crossbow right over here. And we're able to wear crossbows, but this one is agility, so that doesn't help us. We need it to be strength or int are the two weapon damage types that we need. Oh, look at you, little sun cleric, just clearing out the whole place. Then you got somebody invis right here. Oh, I see you right there. Vampire wants to group up with me. And it's a Sun Cleric. That's hilarious. Come on. The only downside I see right now is going to be our mana consumption. Unlike the what class are you playing? The Pyromancer. Unlike the Pyromancer that had ways of getting mana back relatively quickly, this guy does not seem to have that as an option. Ugh, what class is this dude? Sun Cleric and a Reaper. Both are level 13. Oh man, we need the stuff to respawn faster. Go, there's Hogger. I don't know. That was pretty OP. I just doing my basic attacks was healing that guy for almost 100. And then my black blood that's on him. Yeah, look at that. My basic attack is healing for 101, and that will hit everybody around me, I believe. So as long as that's the case, we might actually do pretty good in a dungeon for our first try. Boom. Alright, there's all those. Let's go turn all that in. Oh. Once we turn these in, before we go to Westfall, I think we also need to go up here, so we're going to go do that first. Grab the apples, then we'll turn everything in, and then I think we're going to take our Stormwind Hearth, and we're going to Hearth into Stormwind, turn in the shipment, turn in Elamore's task. We're not going to pick up the other ones because it requires us to go to Ironforge is where it requires us to go after that. And I don't feel like going all the way to Ironforge just to turn in a stupid quest to come all the way back to Stormwind. So we're going to turn this in, turn that in, not pick up the second quest. And then from there, we'll just take the flight. Well, no. We'll have to run all the way back to Westfall. But so far, I am loving the Cultist Healer. Is it the best healer on the market? Who knows? Oh, did they fix it to where it doesn't double anymore? I need 3 more. The problem is, bud, I can see where you is. There we go. Downside to playing any class that has invisibility of any kind. When you go invisible, your book is still seeable. Put your book away if you don't want people to know that you're invisible there. It'd be different if the book also could go invisible, but unfortunately it doesn't. So, if you're gonna try and go stealthy stealth, put it away. Alright, I'll have to text my mom later. Or actually give me half a second, because I work a... Sadly, I work 11 to 7 on Thursdays.
For the Alliance.
All right, 2 to strength. We'd lose all 3 stamina. I don't understand. That makes no sense. It's saying that we would gain 3 strength, even though the new pants only has 2 strength. It says we're going to gain 20 armor, when in reality it's, what, 3? No, not even that, 2. We've gained 2 armor. And it says we'd lose 1 stamina, when in fact we'd lose 3, so... I don't know. I think it's worth the most. No, it's not. The stick is.
Light bless you.
Money!
How are you? See you around.
And then I want to go Hearth 2, Stormwind City. Let's go turn those 2 quests in. That might, these next 2 quests might actually put us at 15.
Good day to you.
Why is Stormwind so loud?
Have a good one.
Like, as soon as you portal in, it is just ridiculous loud. I also don't understand why anybody is doing guilds for beta. From what I understand from the dev team, at least what they've announced, is they're doing an expedited beta launch like they did with Bronzebeard. And then it's going to go live. So trying to build a guild now that's going to have to be rebuilt once the server goes live is kind of a pointless endeavor, in my opinion. Attack power, critical, male with stamina and spirit. I mean, we'll take it, because what I'm currently wearing is freaking leather gear. One-handed, one-handed. That's a staff, won't do me any good. Attack power, hit rating, critical strike rating. I'll do that, just because that might help our melee damage there. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Stormpike delivery. Abandon. Because that wants us to go all the way to Loch Modan, and I'm not doing it. Dang, I was hoping that was going to get us to level 15. Alright, well, now we got to go run all the way down to Westfall. My ear itches. This used to be the Paladin and Cleric quarter in retail. You had Paladins on one side, Clerics on the other. I saw a video today and it made me really giggle because it was like it was a trivia deal specific to World of Warcraft. And the first question they asked on the trivia deal was, what are the two classes in retail WoW that originally got free mounts? And I went, well, there's technically more than two. I mean, yes, you had Paladin and Warlock. They got ones for like a gold by doing the quest for said mounts, right? Alliance War Herald. Why is my... Why? 400 game... Wow. Okay.
See you around.
And what's the other? 50,000 Keeper Scroll. Alright.
Have a good one.
No thanks. High Commander of Stormwind's Defense. Explore Stormwind to your heart's content, then visit Flight Master to fly to Westfall to continue your adventure. We're not going to fly there because there's a quest right as you get into Westfall that's actually pretty decent, so. Let's see here. We probably should have sold everything, but we could do that here in just half a sec. Switch it out with that food, because this food is only 61, where this one is 243. Okay. Says there might be a thing in here. And then that house supposedly has a ring. Anything I can get that will give us more money, I'm all for it. Definitely don't need agility. Oh, what the? Ah, dang it. I didn't mean to do that. Level 10 Sun Cleric. Oh, goodness gracious. Ooh, mining. Hurrah. Why is it not popped up on our map, though? That's... Oh. Weird. Now, I will say, for the Alliance side, if you are trying to level mining, if you just follow this ridge right here, it actually comes dip down this way and then come back up, and then what I typically do from there is I just book it straight back here, because by the time I get back over here, most of those are going to be back up anyway. You might have to do a little bit of combat, like right here, we're going to have to take out all these wolves to get to it. But, I mean, that's how you get a lot of mining materials for copper anyway. We'll have to figure out where to get some tin to make bronze later. Ideally, the way you want to do it with blacksmithing, though, is make enough stuff with copper to kind of skip bronze and go straight into, like, silversmithing. But that can get a little tricky and a little bit hard, so keep in mind that you may need to farm more copper than you anticipate so that you can go copper and then bronze and then silver. So it is what it is. Want to sell formula enchant weapon Crusader?
How are you?
All right, level 15. Killing Fields. We're going to pick up all these quests.
See you around.
He doesn't have a quest for us because it's the writing one.
Have a good one.
Stew.
Safe travels.
Oh, there she is.
Open for business.
All right, let's empty out the bags. $61 health. 61 health.
See you later.
All right. Says that there is a world forged item right here. Okay. And time to queue for a dungeon. As a healer. Make sure I don't have any... None of that helps at all. Okay, so exit that. Hit in real quick. Let's see. Should we do this to increase... Damage dealt by Blade of the Empire now heals the lowest ally for 70% of the damage dealt plus 87. Or we could go down here. Every third melee ability you cast now causes your next Eldritch minion to become instant cast. Or should we go with Abyssal Covenant? Honestly, I think we should go Abyssal Covenant and then come back and grab the other blade. Wow, it goes from 35 to 70%. I think Abyssal Covenant is too good of a thing so that we can heal them better. Do that. And then what I want to do is go over into Voodoo. I want to pull up in my spells. I want to go to, I believe it's Heretic. Yep. Then we go to spells, and my middle button is going to be Abyssal Covenant. That is a path. Oh, okay. I get why it says rank 1. Because I can have a total of 2 ranks in that. That's fine. Okay. Now, eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up Voodoo to where I can have this allow me to do basic attacks as well as heals. So, Hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. All right. We still got an hour and 45 minutes to go tonight. Goodness. I just realized we're about to lose our 8% increased healing there. Or not healing, but XP. Why brain work better, faster? And as we just saw, there's a tinker out here with a buddy doing stuff, so it's going to be pretty hard for us to get any of that. So we're just going to run down and collect all the quests, and then we can just turn them all in as need be. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to compete with people that are long range instant casters, like a tinker or a ranger or something of that nature. So, little difficult, man. A little difficult. Wow, Dungeons are taking a hot second tonight.
Greetings.
I'd like to see what you have to sell because both of these are pointless. Ooh, wait. Why am I wearing cloth? Hello? Hold it offhand, don't care.
With honor, friend.
Can I help you? Safe travels. See you around. Have a good one.
Okay, so he doesn't give me the quest yet. And it says that there is a World Forged item somewhere in this house, potentially. Oh, I see it. It's up top. There was two. Leather pants with agility and intellect with dodge rating. Interesting combo. I'm curious to know who needs that. And then cloth with int, spirit, and stamina, which is actually really good for some other builds. I think your Sun Cleric, easiest healer. It's Holy Paladin with big single target and mana efficient heals. Possibly Phantom. The issue that I've seen so far with the Sun Cleric as it is, in dungeons where I've had a Sun Cleric healer, is for whatever reason they're not able to keep up mana wise. If the tank does a big pull, it's pretty much game over. But we can always try it at some point. Right now we're building it as a tank. Alright, there's all three pieces of ochre. We gotta remember to put the ochre down here. Because it's a quest item, and for whatever reason, it doesn't get listed as a dang quest item. We're going to make our way to town, because I want to pick up the rest of said quests, but while we wait for a dungeon queue here. The other builds that I've seen as super powerful builds have been the support role for the Blood Mage. Cultist has been a super powerful healer that we've seen.
Be careful.
As far as tanks go, I still think the two top tanks right now that we've had have been Venomancer tanks
What can I do?
and
See you later.
Primalist tanks are the top two right now. Okay. We'll have to look into that.
You need something? Be careful.
Geronimo! Oh, I missed. It's all good, though. Yeah, I mean, right now with the Sun Cleric, we are building it as a tank, but we could always change it and pick something else to be our tank to level. Like, we could switch the Cultist over to tank if we decide that the Sun Cleric is a better tank. Though, I will be perfectly honest, I'm hesitant to do the Sun Cleric as a healer because let me rewind here for a second. We can always make this guy the tank if we find out that the Sun Cleric is a better healer than a tank. There we go. But I'm hesitant to do that because we have already leveled in Alpha anyway a Sun Cleric healer, just like we've leveled a Blood Mage tank. So it feels a little redundant to do both of those again as the same same things as we've done in the past. But if that's what you guys would prefer to see, I'm all game for it. So, all right, hit you with that. There we go. Hit accept. I'm out of mana, bro. You skill to exchange. Yeah, I just remembered I had that. That is on me. Could use it, but we'll do that. Ooh, 7 stamina. That's a sexy two-handed weapon if we was a tank. Go ahead and equip that. Okay, we're getting used to it now. Ah! Way too many. Whew. I don't think I'm doing too bad. Wait. One of the DPS left. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get either of those quests now, but... not bad. I'm getting the hang of it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I doing okay? I mean, people are staying alive, but I don't know how well we're doing, if that makes any sense. Let's go ahead and pick this up, and it's only one, which is kind of weird, but it increases our damage and stuff, so I'll take it. Y'all will have to let me know how I'm doing. I feel like we're doing okay. This is the first time I've healed with this thing since alpha, so we need to LOS these guys. I'm going to say need roll on that as well, and then the others we can just greed on. Because that ring would actually be a really good boost for our stats here. Oh, out of mana. I was like, why is my eyeball not doing anything? Well, the issue is in order for me to build sanity, I have to attack, and all of my attacks require mana to build sanity, and all of like, yeah. Now, as far as my big swing goes, I don't think I really need to throw it as often as I am, because I don't think the healing, I don't think Black Blood stacks. If I am reading it properly, it does not stack, but it allows me to have more damages going out, or not more damages, but more heals going out, and it refreshes the timer. I just have to remember that after every couple of hits, I need to use my conversion thing so that I just keep mana up almost permanently. Now, if our tank was like a Primalist that has an absolute ton of self-healing, yeah, I probably wouldn't need to do much. The problem that I'm running into, personally, is I'm not used to having a healer that I'm not using Voodoo to cast heals with. Okay, I can only have one eyeball out, which sucks. Strength, stamina, and hit rating. I don't think I clicked the quests soon enough. It's fine. We'll abandon them until next time we get the dungeon. That's not what I wanted. Oops. I feel like we're doing okay, though. By the way, on 16 to 18 level healers struggle the most. It will be easier. Nice. I don't know. I'm thankful that we have a tank that's level 34 and knows his stuff. And is patient with me, because the beginning of this dungeon, many a tanks would have been like, oh my god, and either booted me or left. So... I need to add the shield to Voodoo, though, so that I can make sure that the tank has the shield. Whew. Okay. Let's get mana up. There we go. I want to click the tank, click that, since I don't have it set up properly. Well, first dungeon's done. We didn't get to complete any of these, but that's fine. We're going to leave dungeon and abandon them all. That wants me to deliver it to Stormwind. That's fine. Cloth. Really? See, something's up with the loot system. Because we are 100% supposed to be a mail wearer or plate wearer, and it's giving us cloth gear. Like, what? Why? Alright, we can sell all this. So, oh, that's that board right there. Let's go run up over here to this new little building that they've added and see if there's any actual quests over there. We're so close to hitting 17, which is crazy. Today's one of those days where I feel like I've been streaming a lot longer than I actually have. It's weird.
Hello.
Usually I don't feel like I've been streaming for that particular amount of time. Like, it doesn't feel like... How to explain it?
See you around.
Like, we've been streaming for an hour and 50 minutes. But for whatever reason, like, I look at the clock, it's 8:44, and I feel like I've streamed for a fraction of that. But at the same time, when I see an hour and 50 minutes, I'm like, how like, it feels like it should be longer without it feeling like... I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. No, not really. It was a lot different than I anticipated, but I wouldn't say stressful. Um, it is a unique way to heal. I am so used to having spells that I have to throw while standing still. Like, I stand in the back and just throw spells at people to heal them. Um, you know, i.e., like Resto Druid, right? Like, where you stand in the back and you're throwing spells that
You
way.
need something?
I'm not used to having a class where I get to do DPS to heal. The last class I tried to do a DPS heal on was the priest build that they have on Bronzebeard. Yeah, it's just been a weird day, all in all. I mean, like, I got up this morning, I played Elden Ring with the RNG lands mod with my friend Devin, and then got off with him because I had to go. We went and watched the Backrooms movie, and then as soon as we were done there, came home, relaxed for a little bit. Then we made burgers and had a grill, like a cookout. So let's see. I know we need that. We need the chunk of boar meat, right? Isn't that a quest? Stringy vulture meat, I think we need. Yeah. No, I need livers and tusks is what I need from these guys. Oh, we need to queue for another dungeon too. Boom. And let's go here real quick. Dungeon. Abandon. Yes. Oh, brother, where art thou? To Lakeshire. And then we gotta go turn this in. I like how this says that it's a level 22 quest. Gortusk liver. We don't need the intestines, I don't think. We do have enough gold to get our upgraded mount speed, but that's not going to do us any good right this second. Wolf, do I need you for anything? No? Or Coyote? A coyote? Jeez, there's just so much everywhere. We don't need this guy. Oh. Grab that. Tornby trying out Barb or Guardian next. I want to give a support class a go. Honestly, Barbarian, man. That my opinion. My opinion. Take it for what it is, but I think at least I'm not sure if it's the support build that gets the summon on Barbarian. But yeah, it seems to be, at least Barbarians seem to be doing quite well right now. I don't know if it's the support build, but I know one of their builds has a summon thing that they can do. They get big burly guy from Outlands. I forget what they're called, but I need the oats. You have the oats in your field. And I must collect the oats. That is not very nice. I'm trying to be polite and not kill you all. But you have tested my patience. And we're going to hit level 17 before we get back into another dungeon. 2 of 3 snouts. There's level 17. Oh, you want me to stand still? Alright. There we go. I stood still. Was I standing still good enough? Let's pick up this and then go here. Bobblehead. We want Deviate Hides. Click the tank. Oop. The tank. Click this. Then hit everybody with what I can here. I'm going to go ahead and put one more point there. Okay, tank, if you get way too far ahead of the healer, I'm not going to be able to be any help to you. Well, that's not nice. Where'd the tank go? He needs to stack up on me, I think. You have tank from Mythic Plus? I don't know. The current tank is DC'd. I'm gonna try and kick him from the group. Can't. Okay, there we go. And one of the DPS left. I mean, the what is he, a Guardian? Yeah, the Guardian's doing okay. I'm able to somewhat keep him up, I guess. If we get a tank in, we get a tank in. If we don't, oh well. But we're missing one DPS now and a tank. Hold up. I'm not sure what you mean, Phantom, with your question. Are you asking if I have a tank that's Mythic Plus? Because the answer to that is no. Mainly because we don't have access to Mythic Plus stuff yet. The highest level we can get to is 35. Not doing bad. I don't think. Mid-maxing tank idea? I mean, if you're talking about like using professions and stuff. Oh, what the? Why are you taking so much damage? If you're talking about like when I was talking about maxing out professions and stuff like that, like there's still a part of me that believes that professions are the way to go if you're wanting to min-max your character before you can start getting the bigger pieces of gear, right? But the way that they have changed the game with mana storms, there's honestly no real reason to do professions at all. Because with the advent of mana storms, oh, I got put to sleep. Oh, problem with that guy was I think the DPS was attacking as he was running, and he didn't like the fact that we pulled aggro off of him. Can I stop getting put to sleep, please? But no, people are just so hell bent that everybody should be absolute epic players and should know instinctively if the tank is going to do something or not do something, and therefore they should just know it, you know? And it's like, communicate, man. Hey, Jebri, just so you can see, this is actually a support role Guardian, I believe, that's in here. That is off-tanking this dungeon, so... Ouch. 4 strength, what did you... it's way better than the... Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. And yet they're still sword and shield. Like, if you... when you look at it, they are still 100% sword and shield, which is mind-boggling to me. Heck, the Cultist is pretty gosh darn tanky as a healer, man. It's been a hot minute since I've had a class where I don't feel like taking on 2 or 3 people is an automatic death sentence. Okay. And then we loot this. Yeah. Alright, let's check our bags real quick just to make sure that I don't have any more quest items where I don't want them, so I don't accidentally sell the stuff. Because, like, the ochre you can accidentally sell. The snouts, the stringy vulture meat, the gore tusk livers, those you can accidentally get rid of quite easily without meaning to get rid of those particular items. Looks like we're good on everything else. Is this hops or... Yeah, it's hops. I think we need the hops for a quest. I'm going to hold on to those just in case. Alright. We can go ahead and queue for another. Alright, we got all the snouts. Now we just need livers. I need murloc eyes, so we need to keep heading towards the coast. Vulture, come here! I wish to beat on you with my purple stick of heals. I think the healing here for kind of sorta reminds me of the healing from Elder Scrolls Online. Because, like, on Elder Scrolls Online, you use a Healy staff that does damage to enemies to heal targets around the enemy you're doing damage on. And then all of your other heals are not heals that you technically can direct. They are, like, AoE spells that potentially have the ability to hit the target you're trying to hit. I don't know if I want to try and take on all 4 of these guys, but we might have no choice. Alright. That was a lot simpler than I was anticipating. Sheesh. Alright. I am really liking this class. Can somebody make a mod or something to where I can play as a Murloc? Not a human dressed in a Murloc costume. I want to play as a Murloc. They had a quest, I forget what expansion in retail, where you got transmogged into one and did quests for a while. And you had to stay in that certain area. You couldn't use a flight mount or any of that kind of stuff, but that quest line really drove home the fact that there are some underutilized races out here in World of Warcraft that I'm fairly confident a lot of people would love to play. Corroded Quel'Thalas Ring. We'll go ahead and equip that. No. That replaces this ring. lock eyes. Boop. Oh, gross. Let's me get the mana. Or just start running, tank. You're fine. Oh, I got trapped. Haha. What is our tank? Sun Cleric? Sun Cleric tank. And see, that's the issue that I've been running into, is the fact that we run out of mana pretty quick on our tank. And then on top of that, I don't feel like we have enough AoE to keep aggro on other targets. Like, that's kind of the issue that I'm running into right now. Gold ore? I'm gonna say agreed on that, and pass on that. Now the question is are we taking the elevator path, or are we taking the top portion path? Follow the man in the shiny armor. Oop. And you still pulled. Tank Sun Clerics have a talent that restore mana percentage after parry or block. Yeah, you just have to, at level 15, you don't have really any parry or block. That's the problem with it, Phantom. Plus, at level 15, we have 2 melee skills, a spellcasting skill, and that's basically it. Like, I don't see how at level 15... How am I pulling aggro from the tank? This is the other problem. Like, I get he's trying to do the stupid quest, but... Like, seriously. See, look. All he did was run into him. He hasn't hit them at all. Now, if I don't know if that means he's just terrible as a tank or what, but... It can be a lucky dip with, yeah. Need roll. Meh. I kind of want to try Cultist Healer. It looks more fun than Cleric. I'm having a blast. I wish this tank would freaking do his job. I'm gonna die. And there went the tank. Go Primalist. He's got self heals, he's got me healing. I'm about to be out of mana though. I think I'm gonna change the Sun Cleric, or change out the Sun Cleric for a Primalist and try it as a tank instead. Because now we gotta wait on this dang tank to run all the way back. All three of these guys we gotta wait on. That's a quest item. That's copper, we get to keep that. Somebody said something. I don't know how this tank has made it to level 24 without realizing he's got to grab and hold aggro as he runs. Like, you... like, you have to do things to hold aggro, man. I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we give the Sun Cleric an attempt as a tank, and if we still don't like it, we'll switch to Primalist and build one as a tank. Tank, hit you with that. Okay. Well, no, tomorrow is DPS day, because we've already done the tank. That was yesterday. Witch Hunter, well, we can try that. What DPS class should we do tomorrow? Anybody got an idea? I don't know if I'd want to say GG's for that run. Ouch. I'm good on that. More cloth. This is gross, man. I don't understand why it's trying to give me all cloth gear. Is there, like, there's got to be something messed up with the loot system, where it is trying to put all healers as cloth wearers, when we are 1000% not a cloth wearer. Sermon of Dread. Induce dread upon an enemy, reducing the attack power of all enemies within a 10-yard radius by 36 for 30 seconds. That's a PvP skill right there. But yeah, if anybody has an idea of what DPS spec we should try tomorrow, I'm going to see if I can get Devin to play with us some tomorrow as well. I think Witch Hunter is very squishy as a tank early levels. I'm not 100% sure. That's something that eventually we'll get to, I'm guessing. Alright, let me take this guy out. Okay, we're done with the gnolls. Now we need birds, pigs. What else do I need? Oh, I still need one more Murloc eye. I thought we had all three. Dang. Do. Goodness gracious. Alright. Maybe we do Blood Mage Caster tomorrow? Unless somebody's got a better idea of what they'd like to see. As far as Murloc eyes go, where are they at? I only have two. I've got all 3. Let's mount up and run away. So now we just need the vulture meat, and we're done with that. We need 7 more livers. We need 7 more golems destroyed. And I want to try and stay right around here because this is where those golems spawn that we need. And we're about to be level 18, which is nice. I just need more of these. There's level 18. Okay. Horrifying Presence. Cure Toxins is not a skill that we have access to. Eldritch Mending got a rank up. Malevolence got a rank up. Revive we don't have access to. So stupid. Why? Why, man? Oh, sometimes the bugs for this are odd. And I'm not even sure what caused this to be to bug. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it though and send it in to the devs when we get off. Just so I can be like, hey, in case you guys don't know, there seems to be a slight problem. I need something that gives me more of these faster. Like, I know it's a 6-second charge in between each one, but I'd like to be able to get more of them. Like, for example, if I use, like, this, you know what I mean? But, like, here's the crazy thing. This requires 60 and does 195% weapon damage plus 27 shadow damage, ignoring absorption effects and draining 30 insanity. This one does crush an enemy in front of you, dealing 130%, so I lose 65% damage. And then it says plus 16 as shadow damage and draining 40 insanity. Honestly, this should be the first one you get. This should be the second one that you get. Just saying. It should be the other way around. Alright. Mass Nightmare. We'll grab that, even though we're not going to use that as a skill for us. We don't need a taunt. Okay, we're done with those guys. As long as this lady drops what we need. And we're done with that quest. Now we just need pigs, vultures, and we'll be good to rock and roll.
You need something? See you later. See you around.
Hello. Have a good one.
Now we want to run down here so we can turn that one in while also still trying to get the stringy vulture meat. So if we see any vultures, we got to make sure we're taking them out. Oh. Slain Protector? Not sure where that's leading us, but alright. There's a pig. We need those. There's a vulture. We need those. Still nothing. We got 30 minutes left. I say we go ahead and just put a pause on this questing. We can always come back and do that. We're going to run to town. If once we get to town, we'll queue for more dungeons. I want to empty out our bags because we're basically completely full right now. And then on our way there, if we see any vultures or pigs, we'll take them out. I can't imagine we're going to find too many on our way there. But the ones we do find... Yo, just need one more, and then we can actually turn around and run up to the top and turn that quest in. Nope. It's gonna be mean to me. Here, piggy piggy. Just got to level 10 Barb. You get a big troll dude if you play troll. Nice. Yeah, humans get the, God, what are those? What are the big ugly dudes out in Northrend called? The ones that, I think it's Northrend. Hold on. Yeah. They are in the Howling Ford. Specifically, they are in, both in Untgard, I don't know, Pinnacle and Keep. Is that the Valkyr? Is that what those stupid giant mammoth of people are? Yeah, that's what you get if you're a human barbarian. And then the dwarves get, I forget what they get. I think they also get it. 45, 45, so yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright. Looks like we've got another quest over there to go turn in. Valkyr. I could have sworn, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've got too much WoW crap stuck in my head. I could have sworn the Valkyr were... No, I'm mixing that up. I was thinking they were the flying chicks that you find in, let's see, 94, 1 point, okay. I'm gonna do that. Alright, let's go empty out our bags. Holy crap, we've got so much stuff in there. Anything from this road down, we are not selling.
Looking for something specific? Safe travels. Hey there.
There we go.
See you later.
Oh, okay. Let's try one more dungeon. Ooh, insta-Q, love it. Alright. Valkyr. Man, that's gonna drive me nuts. You'd think I'd remember that, because, like, Wrath of the Lich King was probably my favorite expansion besides Mist of Pandaria. And I know Mist is one of those where people are kind of on the fence about it, but I find it to be relatively enjoyable. All right, so our tank this run around is a Felsworn. The Veil, cool. Okay. That was gonna bug me. I was actually gonna have to look that up because I was like, I don't know, but all right, I gotcha. I keep getting stunned. This guy's got his stuff together, man. We got a Venomancer, Necromancer, Pyromancer. We've got all the Urs in here. The two-handed. Didn't have any stats we needed. I got your back, tank. Go. Okay, that one's down. Strength, agility. One-handed mace with strength. Strength, agility, stamina. That's a huge increase for us. I'm going to go ahead and need roll on that. Stamina spell power, need roll on that. Pants or cloth, we can't use it. That's a staff, don't want to use it. Pass on that. leather. This is a two-handed sword with strength and stamina. I'm going to go ahead and need roll on that too. And while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and equip all that. I got frozed. There, got quite a few upgrades. Hey, level 19. Water Malorn instead of, I guess, water melon? I'd almost be willing to throw those on just cause. That's still giving me cloth, which is so stupid. Like, I don't understand why it's doing that. Let's see how much. Yeah, we got time to do one more with this group. I said yes. Yes. Come, other DPS. Oh, they're all in one guild. Nice. What about the other guy? Where's the other guy? 3 of them are in a guild. Or in the same guild, anyway. This is literally the same dungeon we just did. Great. The pyromancer's like me, not in a guild. I let the tank get a little down, but that was crazy. So why is he not taking any heals? There we go. Go that route. So now my auto attacks also heal with Black Blood, so that's just more free AoE healing, I think. I'm having fun with this team. This is actually really good. And now that we have a tank that actually can hold and keep aggro so that I can use my skills to get heals going as he runs. Nope. There we go. Come on. Ah! I got feared. There we go. They really need to rename those guys because, like, the more I think about it, the more it doesn't make sense that they named them so close together in name. Come on. We got this. Boom. Ooh, buddy. Yes. Slightly better. here come the ghosts. Hmm. Definitely did a good job on this healer. I think this has been the most fun I've had on a healer pretty much ever. Because my problem with healers is I get so bored that I've like quite literally fallen asleep doing a dungeon. That's how bored I was doing heals. So I'm actually enjoying this one immensely because I don't feel like I'm actually a healer. Like, I feel like I'm a melee DPS. I just happen to be getting out heals. Alright, so no bag for this one. Alright, there we go. Okay, let's see if it let us swap it out. Okay, that one got swapped out. We didn't need that one. This one is 4 and 5, so we're going to go ahead and equip that one. This ring is 1 strength, 3 agility, does not help us. 216, 216. That's a fist weapon, so no. Alright, so everything else can be sold. All right. Well, I think we'll go ahead and call that there. Just a tad earlier than the full 7 to 10. It's about 7 minutes early. We started 7 minutes early as well. So we're going to go ahead and call that there, guys. I will be back on tomorrow morning, probably somewhere around 9-ish in the morning. So if you guys would like to join us, I don't know what class I want to do tomorrow. If you guys have any ideas whatsoever of what DPS class you guys want to see that we have not already done. So we've done Stormbringer, we've done Pyromancer, we could go back to the Rune Master if you want. We've got the Necromancer we could go back to. Or if there's something we just have not touched at all, like the Chronomancer, or let's see, what else do we have? There's a Tinkerer we haven't done. Witch Doctor we haven't even touched. Like, so if there's something that you guys want to see, let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely hit those up before I start the stream tomorrow to see if you guys have dropped anything that you want to see. Otherwise, as far as scheduling goes right now, what I'm planning on doing is one day we'll work on a tank, one day we'll work on a healer, one day we'll work on a DPS, and as we finish those classes, we'll either delete it because it's not as good as the one that we've put as our tier 1 for that category, or the current tier 1 from that category will end up getting deleted while we boost or put that one on top of it. So that's kind of how I'm going with it, and each one of those categories we're only going to switch when we hit level 35. So we've hit level 35 with the Pyromancer, so now we get to move on to something else. We're going to make a tank, which currently is going to be the Sun Cleric, but I'm going to see how well I even like that, to be honest with you. But, you know, if we're going to make it to 35, we're going to have to level it anyway. And then right now we've got, for healing, we've got the Cultist, I will tell you right now, for healing specs, this is my number one go-to. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Please make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel that you do, or follow me on Twitch, one of the two. It lets me know I'm doing a fantastic job, but more importantly, it lets you guys know when I go live. And then outside of that, I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful evening. I know it's a Sunday, so thank you for spending your time on a Sunday with me. I appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Stay legendary, heroes. Peace out.